99 from Benicia, Ben Miley inside the second row. The Johns Towing Jules Machine 48 of Johnny Johnson from Carnegie. Then it's the Coors 1 of Dennis Curry from Pittsburgh. The Medical Center Brace Service 5 of Mark Petrucci from McKees Rocks. And the 2L Mike Liggett from Hopedale, Ohio. We've got the T8 of Mark Banal from Dillonville, Ohio. The 00 of Kip Moore from Georgetown. The D11 of John Flinner. The 48 of Ben Belich. And the red number 40, that is Ricky Thomas from Carnegie. First 10-lap qualifying heat for the Wolfset late models off the fourth turn. The green is out. Steve Baker takes the lead down the back straightaway. Ben Miley second, Johnny Johnson third. Dennis Curry runs fourth. Closing on Johnson, running fifth, Mark Petrucci in car 5 coming off of turn 4. Still Steve Baker, Ben Miley in car 99, putting the pressure on Baker for the lead as they race into turn 3. John Johnson in the 48, still third, Petrucci fourth, Curry runs fifth, but now in the T8 up high in turn 4. He'll lose his spot to the D11 of John Flinner. 2 laps down. Off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Still Steve Baker, Ben Miley side by side as they head into turn 3. 2 Rockets battling. Baker wins the battle in 3 and 4. He'll be your leader coming down the front straightaway. But Miley really coming off the corners. Steve Baker still leads, but look at Miley, dead even again as they head into turn 3. Johnny Johnson in the 48 running third. Petrucci is fourth. Dennis Curry in the Coors 1 fifth. Then it's John Flinner, Ricky Thomas, Mark Banal, Kip Moore, Mike Liggett, and Ben Belich. Baker running the high line. Miley running the middle to low. Off at 2 down the back straightaway. Baker goes high. Almost got the wall. Miley is your leader. Now Johnny Johnson wants to take second from car 84. Ben Miley, the Abriel Auto Parts, Old Allegheny Shop, Gallery Interiors, Calusi Chevrolet 99, your leader, the race for second, side by side. 84, Steve Baker, and 48, Johnny Johnson. Now it's Johnson trying to take second off of turn 2. He does down the back straightaway. Baker now trying to get to the inside in the 84. He runs third, past the halfway point, 4 laps to go. 6 down, 4 to go. Ben Miley still leading. Johnny Johnson closing in car 48. 84, Steve Baker running third. Petrucci in the 5, fourth. Curry still fifth in the Coors 1. 3 laps to go. Flinner, Banal, Ricky Thomas, Kip Moore. Then it's back to Mike Liggett and Ben Belich. Johnny Johnson on the bumper. Ben Miley down the back straightaway. In turn 4, Johnson to the inside, coming off of turn 4, trying to take the lead from Miley. 2 to go. Again in turn 2, it's Johnny Johnson in car 48 alongside of Ben Miley, side by side for the lead going into 3. The 48 and the 99. These cars had different drivers behind the wheel last Saturday. The regular shoes are back in the seat tonight and doing a good job, dead even with 1 to go. Johnny Johnson takes the lead in turn 2. The Jules Machine, John's Towing 48. Takes the lead in turns 1 and 2. The 99 of Ben Miley now second. 84, Steve Baker is third. Off of turn 4, checkered flag is waving for Johnny Johnson. Ben Miley second. Steve Baker comes home third in the 84. 5, Mark Petrucci fourth. The 11 of John Flinner fifth. Then Banal, Thomas, Curry, Kip Moore, Ben Belich, and Mike Liggett. Last week, Davey Johnson drove the 48 to one of the wins and finished second in the other twin 35-lap feature. And obviously, the setup was 33, Bob Mosky. And in car 33, from Girard, Ohio, the driver, car 12 from Girard, Ohio, Greg Sismar. Row 3, 75, Dale Fuller from Girard, Ohio. To his outside in the SB Machine Equipment Service 34 from Allison Park, Bobby Burgess. In the Imperial Hoist Chem Oil, Tony Del Amico number 2 from Imperial, Mike Johnson. The number 1 Concord Automotive 1C from Evans City, Lynn Geisler. In the Bradish Auto Sales 5 from Chester, West Virginia, Lou Bradish in the auction barn. 09 from North Hills, Nick Jones. Ed Ferree in car 4, Mike Westfall in the W2 bring the field up to speed. Second of 2 qualifying heats for the Wolf's Head late models. Off the 4th turn, the green is out. Ferree leads them into turn 1. Mosky into 33, slides up to 2nd. Couple of cars shaking and baking in the middle of the field. Greg Sismar into 12. And Fuller slides high as he moves to 2nd into 75. Ferree out in front. And they're helter-skelter behind him here, coming off of turn 4. Dale Fuller into 75. Bob Mosky to 33. W2 Mike Westfall on the outside comes to 34. Bobby Burgess. Lots of racing room. Westfall moves the W2 up to 3rd. Here come Burgess into 34, making a charge for that 4th spot. Challenging the 33 of Bob Mosky. The Franklin Racing Supply Cars and Credit, number 4 of Ed Ferree, your leader. Yellow is out. We got debris on the Speedway in turn 2. Debris on the Speedway in turn 2. He goes back up to speed. The green is out. They are on the gas as they exit turn 4. Ferree continues to lead. Dale Fuller 75 second. W2 Mike Westfall in 3rd. Mosky 4th. Mike Johnson now 5th in car 2. Then Bradish, Geisler, and Burgess battling it out. 3 wide down the front straightaway for that 6th position as they head into turn 1. Ferree continues to lead. Westfall 2nd. Fuller 3rd. Johnson up to 4th now in car 2. Some of the cars look like they're on ice skates, slipping and sliding here in the early part of the evening. 3 wide again. What? Can't get much better than what we've got going on for 5th and 6th. Mosky into 33, Bradish to 5, Burgess 34, Geisler 1C down the back straightaway. Look out, things are crowded. Burgess was about to be the meat of a sandwich. He backed out for just a moment. Halfway, 5 laps down, 5 to go. Ed Ferree continues to lead. The W2 of Mike Westfall 2nd. The black 2 of Mike Johnson 3rd. 75 Dale Fuller now 4th. The 5 of Lou Bradish 5th. Lynn Geisler running 6th. Mike Johnson now trying to take the 2nd spot from the W2 of Mike Westfall. And back obeys Lynn Geisler challenging Dale Fuller for 5th. Geisler moving into the top 5. Your leader is still Ed Ferree. Mike Westfall 2nd. Mike Johnson 3rd. Lou Bradish 4th. Geisler runs 5th. 2 laps to the finish. Johnson on the outside. The Imperial Hoist. Kim Oil. Tony Delamico number 2 takes the high side in turns 1 and 2. He'll take 2nd from the W2 of Mike Westfall. Franklin Racing Supply. Cars and Credit 4 of Ed Ferree leads them off at turn 4. 1 lap to go. Checkered flag out, your 2nd Wolf's Head late model heat race to Ed Ferree. Mike Johnson 2nd, Mike Westfall 3rd, Lou Bradish 4th, and Lynn Geisler 5th. Dale Fuller 6th, and Bobby Burgess, Bob Mosky, Nick Jones, and Greg Sismar. From Poland, Ohio. Then it's the 7 of Dwayne Popham from Carnegie. Mike Morgan's 83 from Heidelberg. The 8 of Russ Kolasar from DeVosburg. Driving car 2S tonight is Mike Norris. Mike Norris subbing for Sam Stow, who has a week off. Mike Norris in the 2S. 31 Brad Westover. Then the fun one is Stan Caroline Jr. And the 64X is Chuck Mowry. Chuck Mowry from Bethel Park making his first appearance this season. That was number 24 last year. He has changed numbers to 64. Charlie Jasinski, the 11A, is your leader off of turn 2. Jim Paul running second. Jasinski leading, good race behind him. Jim Paul in the 44, Mike Morgan the 83. On the outside comes the 2S of Mike Norris, the 7 of Dwayne Popham, the 8 of Russ Kolasar. Norris using that high line in the 2S, tried to take third from the 83 of Mike Morgan in turn number 4. Charlie Jasinski, the Don Speed Shop, 11A out of Poland, Ohio, your leader. Another Buckeye driver, Jim Paul from Toronto, Ohio, in the 44 running second. This is international night. We've got Poland, Ohio, and Toronto, Ohio running first and second. The race for third continues. The 83 of Mike Morgan is 2S of Mike Norris. And Morgan gets high in the 83, and Norris in the 2S moves to third. Morgan's 83 fourth, Russ Kolasar fifth now in car number 8. And it's Dwayne Popham 7th, Brad Westover in the 31, Stan Caroline Jr. in the fun one, and Chuck Mowry in the 64. Jasinski's lead almost a full straightaway in the 11A. Chuck had a top 5 finish here last Saturday night at the halfway point. He leads heat race number 1 for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Model. Jasinski still leads comfortably as he exits turn 4 with 4 laps remaining. 4 to go. Check that, 3 to go. Laps to go, 2 to go. White flag waving, final lap. Don Speed Shop 11A of Charlie Jasinski pulling away. Jim Paul still second. Mike Norris in the Century Square 2S closing in on that runner-up spot. Russ Kolasar is now 4th in the 8. Dwayne Popham in the Remax Real Estate 7th, 5th, shuffling around a bit. All by himself, checkered flag is waving for Charlie Jasinski. Taking the 2nd spot will be Jim Paul. Mike Norris 3rd. Russ Kolasar is 8th, 4th, and Dwayne Popham in the 7th, completing the top 5. We got 50-50 raffle tickets on sale, 50-50 of last Saturday's feature. Starting 3rd, the big winner this year, 7-time feature winner, points leader Ricky Thomas, the 99T. That is Doug Crawford's 9C, the 14 of Ed Dunn, 21 Matt Sherlock moving up into line, the 10 of Mark Bonal, the 04 of John Beatty, and Denny Prusi on the Speedway for the first time in car 22. To win this afternoon. Wayne Gaither in the 4W out of North Lima, Ohio. The Buds Play 6 of Jim Lapro from Midway. The L. Thomas Body Shop. J. Allen Steel 99T of Ricky Thomas. 223-0889 is the number to call, or see John here at the Speedway. 412-223-0889. Off a turn 4 another time, and this time the Green Waves, our second qualifying heat for the York Limited Late Models, rolls into turn 1. Wayne Gaither takes the quick lead in the 4W. Ricky Thomas second. Jim Lapro 6th, third. Crawford the 9th seat. Done in the 14, racing down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Wayne Gaither, your leader. Ricky Thomas closing in. 6. Jim Lapro in third. The 9C of Doug Crawford now off the second turn, trying to take third from Lapro down the back straightaway. Wayne Gaither, still your leader. Ricky Thomas runs second. Doug Crawford, the 9C, third. Now is Lapro in the 6th and Dunn in the 14. Race for 4th and 5th. Wayne Gaither trying to hold off York Limited Late Model points leader and leading winner Ricky Thomas. 6 laps to go, 6 to go. Off of 4, Thomas to the inside. Still Wayne Gaither, your leader. 5 down and 5 to go. 5 laps remaining. Wayne Gaither from North Lima, Ohio on the 4W, trying to hold off Ricky Thomas. Doug Crawford's 9C in third. Dunn is now 4th. Ed Dunn in the 14. Thomas now will go to the outside in the 1. There he goes. The L. Thomas Body Shop. J. Allen Steel 99 of Ricky Thomas takes the high road to the lead. Wayne Gaither second now. Doug Crawford third. Ed Dunn fourth. Jim Lapro 5th. Then Mark Banal, Matt Sherlock, John Beatty, and Denny Prusing. Two laps to go this time by. 2 laps remaining. Car 22, Denny Prusy about to go a lap down as your leader Ricky Thomas closes in turns 3 and 4. White flag, 1 to go. That race for second heating up. Wayne Gaither in the 4W now. Right behind him, the 9C of Doug Crawford, and then the 14 of Ed Dunn. They're closing in on Prusy as they head for the checkered flag. Your leader and winner of Heat 2 for the York Limited Late Models, Ricky Thomas. Second will go to Wayne Gaither. Doug Crawford third, Ed Dunn fourth, and Jim Lapro completing the top 5. $75 Mel Minnick Jr., 3 Rich Curry, and 47 Russ Dunn. The Cabaret Lounge 69 of Danny Burns on the pole. Outside the Drew's Auto Service 64 of Andy Catellus. Row 2 finds the Gasparovich Plumbing and Heating 5 of Rich Gasparovich. Who is outside the Good Ranch 5Y of Kirk Young. In qualifying heats for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models. Off of 4, the green is out. Into 1. Danny Burns in the 69, one of the most improved drivers here in 1994, trying to take the lead, but it's going to be the outside lane. 64, Andy Catellus, that leads him into 3 and 4. Andy going strong, maybe too strong, up high in turn 4. Colonial Gallery Furniture 64 of Andy Catellus, sporting a new sponsor this year. And Andy's a rookie in the York Limited Late Model Division after running a number of years in the Spectator stocks. And he's had a lot of bad luck this year. Lost a motor, bent up the frame one night, just getting back out. Andy Catellus leading. Burns second. Rich Curry now moving to third. Ed Murphy moves to fourth in car 42 as Rich Gasparovich got out of shape in turn 2 in the number 5. He's still fifth, but having problems, it appears. Jesse Sturputzel in car 40 will move by. Into the top 5, Gasparovich off the pace with his hand out the window. More than likely will head to the pits. Andy Catellus leading Danny Burns, Rich Curry, Ed Murphy, and Jesse Sturputzel. Then Mel Minnick Jr., Russ Dunn in the 47, and Kirk Young in the 5Y. Halfway, 5 laps remaining, 5 to go. Car spinning. Danny Burns, who was running in second place, spins off the second turn at the beginning of the back straightaway to bring out the caution. Yellow out for car 60 show. And on that night, Chem Oil Company will present NASCAR Winston Cup star Ernie Irvan. Off of 4, no go, says Greg Wheeling. Try it again. Again, as I was saying, 6 laps are down, 4 to go. Andy Catellus brings it back up to speed in turns 3 and 4. The green is out. Catellus leads him into 1 and 2. Curry into 3, still second. Murphy into 42, third. Then it's young Jesse Sturputzel. First visit to Dirt's Monster Half Mile, moving on the outside of Eddie Murphy. Mel Minnick Jr. in the 75 gets in on the battle too as they exit turn 4. Andy Catellus looking for that first checkered flag in the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Model. Sturputzel now breaks free. He's into third in car 40. Mel Minnick Jr. in the 75 tries to follow him through. Murphy in the 42 down on the inside with 2 laps to go. One for the money and 2 to go. Andy Catellus, your leader. Race for second, tightening up now. Curry into 3 and Sturputzel in the 40. Here comes Minnick into 75. Danny Burns back to 5th in car 69 after spinning earlier. White flag is waving. Final lap. Andy Catellus in the Drew's Auto Service. Colonial Gallery Furniture 64 leads him into turn 3. Coming for the checkered flag, the race for second, an open battle between 3 Rich Curry and 40 Jesse Sturputzel. Checkered flag is out for Andy Catellus. Second will go to Curry. Sturputzel third, Minnick fourth, and Danny Burns fifth. .7X. Then we've got the 4 of Bill Slade, the 92 of Bob Heim, Dave Cook in the 20, Jeff Bronaszewski, your points leader in the 10, then the 1C of Jim Zarin, 00 Dave Fulmer in the 57 of Stush Sadowski. is out. Jeff Broniszewski with the lead here in car 10, started 6th. 1 lap down. Schickel in the fun 1 second, then Bill Slade in the 4, Danny Rich in the 67, 1C Jim Zarin, all bunched together. Jeff Broniszewski rolling away in a Tomai's Towing Foster Construction. Slender U Toning and Tanning Christie's Lounge 10. Car spinning, Stashadowski in traffic, but everybody gets by. And now Dave Cook's going to spin too into 20. A breeze blowing the palm trees in turn 4. Stashadowski's 57, the 20 of Dave Cook. Oh, Dave Lee doing another time. Hold on, Dave. Kopko's Auto Service 20. Back and forth down the front straightaway. Broniszewski, your leader, way out in front. The 1C of Jim Zarin sitting in the 2nd spot. 4 Bill Slade 3rd. Dave Fulmer in the 00. Danny Rich in the 67X. And now Bob Heim in the 92 trying to make it 3 wide off of 2. It's Rich up to 4th in the 67X. 2 laps to go. One lap to go. 1 lap to go. Jeff Broniszewski showing the way. 1C Jim Zarin running in the 2nd spot. 4 Bill Slade in 3rd. 00 Dave Fulmer 4th. Bob Heim in the 92 5th now. The Tomai's Towing, Foster Construction, Slender U Toning, and Tanning Christie's Lounge 10. Jeff Broniszewski takes the win to his fan club's approval. 2nd will be Jim Zarin. Bill Slade's 4th. 3rd, Dave Fulmer in the 00 holds on for 4th. Bob Heim in the 92 will get the 5th spot. All right, ready for our next qualifying heat for the Spectator stocks. On the pole will be the Langbush Slade from Bethel Park. Then it's the Bongiorni Auto Wrecking 3 of Tom Pascudas from Bolger. Three Rivers Coin, 55 of Wee Willie White from Heidelberg. Bob Damron in the DPC Motors 12 from Wintersville, Ohio. And in the 25 car, the Pizza Works 25, Len Drobosleski from Kennedy Township. 2nd of 3 qualifying heats for the Spectator stocks. Again, 50-50 tickets on sale. Green is out off of turn 4. Ron Patchen has had a string of bad luck here the past several weeks, and the 51 leads him into turn 1, but Rick Walker, the 93X, will dive to the inside. He likes the low side, the 93X. He'll be 2nd. Pete Laurie's 11th, 3rd. Then Shefcheck into 7Z, and Wee Willie White into 55 early on. Ron Patchen shows away in car 51. Wee Willie White in the 55 underneath the 7Z of Tony Shevchuk. White will move into the 4th spot as they enter turn 3. Patchen still your leader. Wachter 2nd, Loria 3rd, White 4th, Shevchuk 5th, and Tom Pascutis, Dave Slade, Lendra Vasilevsky, and Bob Damron in the 12. Pascutis in the 3 got high in turn 1. He'll lose a couple of spots. Slade and Vasilevsky move by. Pete Laurie in the 11 sideways in turn 4. Everybody gets by. Not a good place to stop and wave to your fans, but Pete Laurie, unfortunately, everybody got by. Pete straightens it back out, and the green stays out. He'll lose a lot of spots. He was running 3rd. Now he needs to hope for another caution to catch back up to the field. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. He had a problem in fast laps too, and that's not normal for the number 11 car. Maybe something amiss here tonight. We'll see. Doesn't look like it's handling just right. Two laps remaining, 2 to go. Front 2 guys are having their own little race here as the white flag waves, but there's some good battles going on. Positions 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 7Z, Tony Shevchuk, Bob Damron in the 12, Dave Slade in the 4, the B4, Lendra Vasilevsky's 25, and Tom Pascutis in the 3. Off of turn 4 comes your leader taking the checkered flag. In the Bill Gray Buick GMC Sunrise Motors 51, it's Ron Opachin. 93X Rick Wachter 2nd. 3rd will be the 55 of Wee Willie White, 7DZ Tony Shevchuk 4th, and Bob Damron in the 12. Complete your top 5. Hey, they're back down front again with the 50-50 tickets. Look out, Lendra Vasilevsky here slowing down the front chute in the 25. They're back down front with the 50-50 tickets. If you haven't got yours yet, 3X, teammate to Danny Rich in the 67X. 38, Jim Steffen, 17, Russ Matika. Jim Crossland in the R49 starts 5th. 01 Frank Schneider, Scott Staso in the 7, and we've got Robert Freshour in the 83 also out there. Ralph Hysong Jr. in the 09, who started 4th. Green is out. Russ Matika, he's been strong of late in the Roberts Roadside Inn, Valvoline 17. He's been up near the front the past couple of weeks looking for that first feature victory. Jim Steffens in the 38 runs 2nd. Ralph Hysong Jr.'s 09 is 3rd. Scott Staso in the 7, 4th. Frank Schneider in the 01, Dave Beck in the 63 going at it for the 5th spot. You know, usually these spectator stock guys go right down to the end to determine the winner, but here in the heats tonight, someone's been out in front early and gone. This heat, the 3rd heat, it's Russ Matika's turn. Good race for 5th. Robert Freshour in the 83, Dave Beck in the 63X, and Frank Schneider in the 01, although Frank's lost the handle there for a moment off of turn 4. halfway, 4 laps remaining, 4 to go. Black flag for Frank Schneider in the 01. His window net is not up. Got to have a window net. Got to have your window net up, and Frank didn't. 2 laps to go for Russ Matika. Jim Crossland pitting in the R49 as your race leader heads into 3 and 4 for the final time. The Roberts Roadside in Valvoline 17M from Monaca. Off the 4th turn, final heat race for the Spectator stocks goes to Monaca's Russ Matika. Jim Steffen 2nd, Ralph Heisong Jr. 3rd, Scott Staso in the 7-car 4th, and Robert Freshours 83 completes your top 5. Next up, our heat race for the Modifieds. Don't forget, race fan, row 2 finds the 43 of Fred Varney and the 71 of Mark Motes. Then it's the 61 of Mark Obrzezinski, and last week's feature winner starts 6th, car 84, Jim Petrell, career win number 1. Next row, the 40 of Jimmy Plants and the 37 of Bernie Patanowick. The 02 of Don Plants and the 77 of Matt Smith, followed by the 75 of Kurt Habadell and car 7, Ian Parasolik. Off of turn 4, the green is out. Dale Charlier grabs the lead from his pole starting spot. He's the point leader in the Tri-State Motorsports Chem Oil number 11. Darren Miller to 16 second, Mark Obrzezinski 61 in 3rd. Then the 84 of Jim Petrell 4th. Fred Varney the 43 running 5th. Race for 5th, Jimmy Plants in the 40, Fred Varney in the 43, and now Kurt Habadell on the inside in car 75. Obrzezinski takes 2nd in car 61. Look out! Mark Motes in the 71. Remember, I told you it rained last night. See all that water fly out of that tire when he hit it? Mark Motes in the 71. Bad place to be sitting. Facing the wrong. Dale Charlier, your leader, in the 11, brings them back up to speed. The green is out. Dale Charlier still leads. Mark Obrzezinski in the 61 also had a good finish last week, up among the top 3. He runs 3rd. Jim Petrell in the 84 3rd. Kurt Habadell in the 75 runs 4th, trying to get that 3rd spot as they exit turn 4. Petrell in the 84 goes high. Habadell in the 75 moving into the 3rd spot. Everyone trying to chase the Chem Oil. Tri-State Motorsports 11 of Dale Charlier. The Pabst Blue Ribbon, G&S Motorsports 61. Now Mark Obrzezinski in second. That's the Kodak Gold 75 of Kurt Habadale third. Laps to go. Still Dale Charlier, but Mark Obrzezinski giving him his hands full. Kurt Habadale trying to make it a three-car battle into 75. Obrzezinski to the inside as the white flag waves. 1 to go. Side by side in turn 2, off of 2 down the back straightaway. Mark Obrzezinski in the 61 will take the lead as they enter turn 3. Maybe not. Charlier outside, Habadale right behind. Checkered flag is out. Here they come off of turn number 4. The Pabst Blue Ribbon 61 of Mark Obrzezinski with the win. Habadale second, Charlier third. The Trill in the 84 Ford, Jimmy Planson car 45th. Once again, the unmodified putting on an interesting show. I tell you what, the field's getting better and better. These young guys, the guys who don't have all the experience. Jules Machine, John Stowing 48. Johnny Johnson from Carnegie outside. The Franklin Racing Supply cars and credit 4 of Ed Ferree from Valencia. Then it's the 99 of Ben Miley and the 2 of Mike Johnson, the 84 of Steve Baker, the W2 of Mike Westfall, the 5 of Mark Petrucci, and the yellow 5 of Lou Bradish, the D11 of John Flinner, the 1C of Lynn Geisler. 75 Dale Fuller, T8 Mark Banal, 38 Bobby Burgess, the 40 of Ricky Thomas, 33 Bob Mosky. Coors 1 of Dennis Curry, the 00 of Kip Moore, the 09 of Nick Jones, 48 Ben Bellish, the 12 of Greg Sismar, and the 2L of Mike Liggett. Wolf's Head late models are ready. 25 lap feature events. Greg Whitting, his assistant Gene Amos, look them over as they come into turns 3 and 4. Johnny Johnson in car 48, Ed Ferree in car 4. Bring the field into turn number 4. Looking to turn them loose for 25 fast and furious laps. They're holding them in. And here they come on the gas. The green is out. It's Ed Ferree grabbing the early lead. Johnson runs second. Miley is third down the back straightaway. Baker in the 84 fourth. He's pressure on the outside by the 2 of Mike Johnson. Ed Ferree with the early lead, using that pole starting position to his advantage. 48 Johnny Johnson still second. 99 Ben Miley third. The race for fourth continues. 84 Steve Baker. The 2 of Mike Johnson. Running fifth, the W2 of Mike Westfall. Johnson now fourth. Baker runs fifth in car 84. Geisler has moved into sixth in the 1C, but now to seventh in the T8. That's Westfall in the W2. 3 laps down, still Ed Ferree. Johnson looks like he may be closing in a bit on Ferree, who'd opened up a big lead early. Johnson's tires might be starting to heat up, and he may be starting to work better. It's still though Ferree in the 4, Johnson in the 48 runs second. They're single file back through the field. 99 Miley third, 2 Johnson fourth, 84 Baker fifth. Geisler 6th, Banal 7th, Flinner in the 11-8, Bradish in the 5-9th, and Westfall's W2 runs 10th. Ricky Thomas trying to move into the top 10 in his maiden voyage in the Wolf's Head late models in car number 40. Thomas on the outside of Mike Westfall off of turn 2, trying to take the 10th spot, and he does. 6 laps down, it's still Ed Ferree, your leader. Massey. Off of turn 4. 48, Johnny Johnson in second. 99, Ben Miley third. 2, Mike Johnson fourth. Steve Baker still fifth. In car 84, Geisler sixth. Benals T8 seventh. Flinner in the D11 8th. Bannis in the 5 9th. And Thomas in the 40 runs 10th. Flinner now in the 11 underneath Canal as they race for 7th. Car 12, Greg Sismar to the pits. Mike Johnson loose in turn 4 in car 2. And Baker in the 84 tries to move by. Johnson holds him off into turn 1. Baker does make the pass. Steve Baker in car 84 moves to 4th. Johnson into 2 now, 5th. Positions 4, 5, 6, and 7 bunching up. 84, Steve Baker. 2, Mike Johnson. 1, C. Lynn Geisler in the D11 of John Flinner. 10 laps are down, 15 to go. Ed Ferree still leading about 4 or 5 car lengths over the 48 of Johnny Johnson. Then it's back a ways to the 99 of Ben Miley in third. And behind him, they're racing hard. Steve Baker now. Lynn Geisler moving hard on the top of the Speedway into 1C. Geisler around Johnson, breaking into the top 5. Geisler now trying to take 4th as he comes off of turn 4. Geisler on the move. Took 2 cars that lap. Now Johnson and Baker going back at it as they race for 5th off of turn 2. Johnson in the 2, Baker in the 84 continue to swap that spot. Right behind them, the D11 of John Flinner. Lap traffic about to play a role for Ed Ferree as we complete lap 12. We got a car slowing in turn 3. The W2 of Mike Westfall up against the wall. It's still Ed Ferree and Johnny Johnson as they work around the 34 of Bobby Burgess. Yellow is out for the W2 of Mike Westfall. Westfall in the W2 slowing down, brings out the caution. On the throttle, the green is out. As they come up to speed off of turn 4. Here comes Johnson on the outside. Look out. Ferree went from the inside to the outside. Taking on a lot of racetrack as he takes the lead with him into turn 1. Miley on the bottom of the 99 trying to make it stick there. Geisler and Mike Johnson come in on the action down the back straightaway. Ferree still your leader. Geisler has gone to the high side in the 1C, trying to make it 3 wide for 2nd, coming off of turn 4. It's going to be Ferree your leader. Johnny Johnson, then Lynn Geisler drops in behind him. Miley now 4. Miley on the bottom in 1, able to get alongside of Geisler for 3rd, but Geisler off at 2. Has 3rd and trying to get 2nd in turn 3. Side by side with Johnny Johnson. Still Ed Ferree your leader. Past the halfway point, 11 laps to go. Geisler to 2nd, Johnson 3rd. Miley 4th, Mike Johnson in the 2 runs 5th. Baker in the 84 is 6th. Then Bradish in the 5, but now in the T8, Flinner the D11, and Ricky Thomas in car 40. All bunched together. Geisler back to the inside. He'll follow Ed Ferree off of turn number 4 with 10 laps to go. But now into the back of Baker and Flinner into the back of Bradish down the front straightaway. Some hard racing in the middle of that tag. Little bumper tag down the straightaway. Here comes Geisler up high off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Whoa, Ferree shuts the door. Geisler had a notion, but Ferree said no. Now Geisler will go to the top in turn 2. The number 1 Concord Automotive 1C. Rim rides into the lead off of turn 2. Ferree in the 4, 2nd. Johnson's 48 still 3rd. Miley in the 99 4th. Mike Johnson in car 2 5th. And it's Baker in the 84 and Benal in the T8 wheel to wheel. Flinner, Bradish, and Thomas. The top 10 stays the same. Miley off the pace. Car 99, Miley slowing down. Into the pits he comes. He was running in the 4th spot. The bad luck continues for Ben Miley. 18 laps complete. 18 laps complete. Geisler still leading and pulling away. Ferree 2nd. Johnny Johnson third, Mike Johnson fourth, Steve Baker's 84 fifth, T8 Mark Bonal sixth, D11 John Flinner seventh, 5 Lou Bradish eighth, 40 Ricky Thomas ninth, and Dennis Curry in the Coors won the 00 Kip Moore battle for 10th. Car off the pace, the 5 of Lou Bradish into the pits. Lou Bradish in the pits in car number 5. He was running in the top 10. 5 laps to go, 5 to go. Geisler's opened up almost a straightaway lead. Lynn was super fast here last Saturday in our second. We'll set late model 35 lapper. It took him a while to get going here tonight, but he again has picked up the pace and pulled away toward the end of the race. Ricky Thomas starting to move in car number 40. Thomas in the 40 trying to take a 6th spot from the T8 of Mark Bonal. 3 laps to go. The race for second also closing up before Ed Free in the 48 of Johnny Johnson, and Thomas is on the move. Now running in the 6th spot in car number 40. His maiden voyage in the Wolfset late models. Johnny Johnson in car 48 underneath the 4 of Ed Free trying to take second off of turn 4. 2 laps to go. Mike Johnson by himself, 4th in the 2, 84 Steve Baker 5th. Johnson and Ferrari continue their battle for second down the back straightaway. The white flag is waving for Lynn Geisler as he exits turn 4. 1 more lap to go. Ferrari still second, Johnson third. Mike Johnson 4th, Steve Baker 5th, and Ricky Thomas 6th. Bonal 7th, Flinner 8th, Kip Moore 9th, Curry runs 10th. The number 1 Parker Automotive, Belia Oil, Culverts Incorporated, Marshall Stamping 1C, 5th win in 94 for Lynn Geisler. Second will be Ed Ferrari. Johnny Johnson third, Mike Johnson 4th, Steve Baker 5th, Ricky Thomas 6th, Mark Bonal 7th, John Flinner 8th, Kip Moore 9th, and Dennis Curry 10th. Models, and he comes home 6th place.
Hey, Dow, an update on a couple of the cars. Ben Molly developed a miss in the 99, and we think Lou Bradish lost a motor in the number 5.
All right, also some tempers are flaring down there behind you as well, Don, and looks like Mark Bonal and John Flinner. All the attention in the pit area. He's out of the car. Put your hands together for your Wolfset late model feature winner, Lynn Geisler.
Dow, apparently they've corrected the bad luck problem with Sunday, Friday, and earlier tonight, and they're back in victory lane.
That's his 14th win in Western Pennsylvania this year, Don, which means $2,800 now for the Chuck Ward Recovery Fund. And it's his 5th win here this season. And also, that's his 54th win in his career here at Pittsburgh. Don, you got the crew chief there with you. Let's have a word from the crew chief.
We're going to talk. Hey, crew chief, come here. He got bashful. I can't believe Travis Geisler's bashful.
That's a first. That is a first.
Come on, crew chief. Everybody Sunday, then you hurt your wrist, and there was some speculation it was broken. Last night you couldn't keep any tires on the car. Tonight you had an oil leak. You were probably starting to wonder if you had a little cloud over your head.
Well, if those are the clouds you get, it comes with racing. It's certainly nothing you can't expect, but we were pretty good tonight. I don't know, we can't seem to get rolling in the heat races, but by the time the feature comes around, the car's pretty good. And the way it goes, I guess that's where the money's on the line. My hand's fine, it's just got a little chip in it, and I was just concerned I didn't want to aggravate it racing.
You started 10th. It seemed like you had a lot of patience, took your time, took you quite a while to get up there, but around lap 17, you moved into the front, and you led the ones that count.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. It's patience and seniority that really wins the game, and I really believe that. I mean, it's not an easy deal, and I tell you, the experience definitely can be put to good use. And last night, maybe we were just a little too aggressive and knocked some tires off, and that didn't get us anywhere either. So tonight was a much better run. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. I mean, it's a real nice crowd up there, and I understand this Twin 35 from last week is going to be another repeat, and that's a heck of a good show, I think, definitely for the competitor and the fan.
You were running at the top, most of the other guys in the middle and down on the low side. Some of your thoughts on your car works better up there? What was the situation?
It's a momentum racetrack, and if your car can work up there, it's to your advantage. It's not easy to get your car set up like that, but people can notice last week Davey had the car rolling on the bottom and kind of made everybody look bad in the first one. So that's what dirt racing's all about. It's never the same thing night after night, and I think that's what really makes it as interesting as it is. And I think dirt fans see some of the best racing in the country.
You got 14 wins, $2,800 for Chuck Ward, your 54th career victory here. I'd say it's a pretty nice night. Got a lot of fans that are going to come down and get autographs and do some bike racing.
Yeah, that's a real nice deal. We'll be out and sign the autographs. And again, without my sponsors, this wouldn't be possible. And I know everybody up there supports what they can, but it really works out when you can get out there. So thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, while we got a minute,
Lanes their annual Fall Classic 40 York dealers. Fall Classic 40. And one of you lucky race fans that night will win a furnace from York to enter. Get a copy of the Motorsports World program or RPM magazine. Look at the full page York ad. At the bottom there's an entry blank. Fill it out or stop at the Pennsylvania Motor Speedway gift shop and get an entry blank. Mail it to the address shown or drop it off here at the gift shop. One lucky fan on August 27th will win a York furnace, $2,000 furnace. Here's the starting lineup. Starting lineup for York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Model Feature Event. On the pole in the 11A from Poland, Ohio, the Don Speed Shop 11A of Charlie Jasinski. Starting second will be the Drew's Auto Service. Colonial Gallery Furniture 64 of Andy Catsellis. Starting third from Toronto, Ohio, the 44 of Jim Paul. Starting fourth from North Lima, Ohio, the 4W Wayne Gaither. Starting fifth in the Crown Buick GMC 3 from Pittsburgh, Richie Curry. Starting sixth in the Century Square Shop and Save 2S from Sarver, Mike Norris. Starting seventh in the Crawford's Refrigeration 9C from Castle Shannon, Doug Crawford. Starting eighth from McClellantown, Pennsylvania, in car number 40, Jesse Sturbutzel. Starting ninth in the Ward Industries, Van Gura Iron, number 8 from Dravosburg, Russ Colasar. Starting 10th in the Vincent's Pizza, Interstate Investigations 14 from Beaver, Ed Dunn. Starting 11th in the Gary's Car and Truck Rental 75 from Uniontown, Mel Minnick Jr. Starting 12th in the L. Thomas Body Shop, J. Allen Steel 99T from Carnegie, Ricky Thomas. Starting 13th in the Remax Real Estate 7 from Carnegie, Dwayne Popham. In the Bud's Place 6, Jim Lapro from Midway starts 14th. Starting 15th, the Le Cabaret Lounge 69 of Danny Burns. Starting 16th at 31 of Brad Westover. Starting 17th in the Jerks Body Shop Cox Machine 10, Mark Banal. Starting 18th, Russ Dunn from Harmony in the 47. Starting 19th from Heidelberg, the 83 of Mike Morgan. Starting 20th is Matt Sherlock in car 21. Starting 21st is the 5Y of Kirk Young. Starting 22nd, the Fun One of Stan Caroline Jr. Starting 23rd, the 04 of John Beatty. Starting 24th, the 42 of Eddie Murphy. Starting 25th, the 64X of Chuck Mowry. Starting 26th, the 22 of Denny Prusi. Starting 27th, car 5, Rich Gasparovich, and scheduled to start last in the 28th spot, car 50, George Bland. The number 1 Cochran Pennsylvania Motor Speedway Grand Am is off the racetrack. We are ready to go. 20 laps for the York Heating and Air Conditioning Limited Late Models. Charlie Jasinski in the 11A and York Limited Late Model rookie Andy Catsellis in the 64 make up the front row. Everyone making the call except for the 5 of Rich Gasparovich. So we've got 27 cars on the speedway. for 20 laps. Coming off of turn 4, the green is out. They charge into turn 1 and 2. Charlie Jasinski grabs the early lead in car 11A. 44 Jim Paul running second. 64 Andy Katselis is third. Rich Curry into 3 runs fourth. Wayne Gaither in the 4W is fifth, trying to complete lap 1. Paul in the 44 crossed up bad coming off of turn 4. He'll lose 1 spot back to third. Andy Katselis in the 64 moving into the second position. Curry into 3, still fourth. Gaither in the 4W fifth. And it's Norris in the 2S, Colasar in the 8, Crawford the 9, Stream, Minnick in the 75, all running together. Oh, car spinning into the wall. The 8 of Russ Colasar and the 2S of Mike Norris. The 8 of Russ Colasar and the 2S of Mike Norris into the outside wall in turns 1 and 2. And the yellow is out. Andy Katselis is inching ahead. So Jasinski may just wait here. Again, it's his race to start, not the 64. And now he goes, and the green is out. Jasinski your leader. Katselis running second. Curry into 3 third. Minnick in the 75. Paul in the 44 racing for fourth. Al Minnick Jr. in car 75 now trying to take third from the 3 of Rich Curry as they race down the back straightaway. Charlie Jasinski, your leader, the Don Speed Shop 11A. Minnick edges ahead of Curry as they head into turn 1. That race for third. Curry not going to give it up easily. Stays with him on the outside, but off of 2, it's still Mel Minnick Jr. third, Curry 4, Jim Paul's 44 runs 5th. Wayne Gaither running much better tonight in the 4W. He sits 6th. Ricky Thomas already 7th, starting 12th in the 99C. 5 laps are down, 15 remaining. Jasinski, the 11A, your leader. 64 Andy Katselis right on his tail down the back straightaway. Katselis charging right into the corners, right on Jasinski's back bumper. Off of turn 4 down the front chute. Katselis, a rookie in the York Limited Late Models, having by far his best showing of the season. Charlie Jasinski leads them all down the back straightaway another time. Ricky Thomas now 6th in car 99, trying to take 5th. 7 laps complete. Denny Brucey in car 22 goes a lap down. He hugs the bottom of the racetrack. Turn 3 and 4, we got another crash. 31 Brad Westover, and the 83 looks like of Mike Morgan driving away. Looks like the 31 of Brad Westover and the 40 of Jesse Sturbutzel are the only 2 that stopped. You can see the Andy Katselis got the wrong ID in the 64. He will not start this race. So we'll have to go around another time. Turns 3 and 4. All right, Jasinski is on the gas and the green is out. Meeting Jr. in the 75 trying to take over second from the 64 of Andy Catellus. Then it's Rich Curry in the 3, Ricky Thomas in the 99 running 5th. Even Stevens for second. Minnick in the 75, Catellus in the 64. Catellus with the advantage, running second now into turn 3. Jasinski still your leader, the Don Speed Chop 11A. Catellus really going through the corners in the 64, and Minnick as well on the inside in the 75. Halfway, 10 down and 10 to go. Mel Minnick Jr. now takes over the second spot. Catellus with a bobble in turn 2. Jasinski leading, Minnick second, Catellus third, Curry fourth, Thomas runs fifth, Paul is sixth in the 44, Crawford's 9C7. 7th, Wayne Popham 8th, 4W Wayne Gaither 9th, and the 14 of Ed Dunn running in the 10th spot. Ricky Thomas now, the 99 on the inside, alongside the 3 of Rich Curry as they race for 4th, down the back straightaway into turn 3. Thomas to the 99, Curry into 3, wheel to wheel for that 4th and 5th spot. 8 laps to go. Thomas able to move into 4th now. Curry into 3 runs 5th. Jasinski, your leader, a little loose coming off of turn 4 that time, but he continues in front with 6 laps remaining. Mel Minnick Jr. 75 in second, 64 Andy Catellus still third, the 99T of Ricky Thomas fourth, Curry into 3 running 5th. Thomas now trying to work underneath the 64 of Catellus for third as they exit turn 4, 5 laps to go. 5 laps to the finish. Ed Dunn started to make some tracks as well in the 14. He was running 10th just a few laps back. Now trying to take the 7th spot. The 9C of Doug Crawford. Thomas to the 99 on the inside of Andy Catellus is 64, trying to move to third. Through 3 and 4. 3 laps to go, 3 to go. Mel Minnick Jr. to 75, trying to mount a last lap charge here, a closing lap charge, picking up some ground on Charlie Jasinski. The white and the checkered route, 2 laps to go. The 11A leads at 75 of Mel Minnick Jr., 64 Andy Catellus still third. 99 Ricky Thomas fourth, the 3 of Rich Curry running into 5th position. Jim Paul's 44 6th, 14 Ed Dunn 7th, trying to take 6th. Then the 9C of Doug Crawford 8th, 7th Wayne Popham 9th, 4W Wayne Gaither is 10th. White flag, 1 lap to go. The Don Speed Shop 11A leading the Gary's Car and Truck Rental 75 of Mel Minnick Jr. Down the back straightaway. Around the 83 of Mike Morgan, maybe. Off the 4th turn, your York Heating and Air Conditioning feature win for the first time to Charlie Jasinski. Mel Minnick Jr. second, Catellus third, Ricky Thomas fourth, Curry 5th. Close for that 6th spot between Ed Dunn and Jim Paul. He'll head to the weigh-in center to make it official, and if it stands, it'll be his first ever feature win here at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway for 11A. 75, Mel Minnick Jr., another good run for second. 64, Andy Katselis, the rookie in the division, running third. Ricky Thomas, 99, fourth. Rich Curry in the 3, fifth. Don, Charlie Jasinski, the apparent winner here. And for his first ever win here. And how about Andy Katselis, a rookie in the York Limited Late Models in the 64. He takes third.
Yeah, a couple of new faces up in the front, Dow. It's kind of nice to see that from time to time. Also, Mel Minnick having a good run in the 75.
Yeah, and of course, Ricky Thomas came from 12th to 4th. He's always tough. Rich Curry rounded out the top 5 in the 3. And it is official, Don. He'll be joining you here on the front straightaway, the 11A of Charlie Jasinski.
A Polish victory lap, Dow.
Well, when your last name's Jasinski, Don, I think that's appropriate, don't you?
Yes, I do. I think it's beautiful.
Plus, he lives in Poland, you know, Poland, Ohio. 50-50. William Schreck, please report to the press gate. William Schreck, please report to the press gate. William Schreck.
Kind of a nice night.
Yeah, really great. Really
Hey, Dawn.
great. A long time coming, though, man. Really great. Brad Everett's standing over there. Brad, get over here. He's the guy that put the car together here. Every night he's out here with us. He's the only guy that put that one together.
How about reaching in there and pulling out a ticket? We're going to make somebody happy to the tune of $338.50. Read the number.
747314.
Hey, you go over and get some pictures taken. Congratulations.
Very much.
747-314. 747-314. If you have that number, go down to the office. It's worth $338.50. I tell you, Don, Charlie's wife's one of
A very happy and very emotional pit crew.
Well, he's been very close, Don. I can remember earlier in the year he led, I think, for like 16 or 17 laps before Ricky Thomas got by, but there was no denying the 11A tonight.
You know, when he comes over.
He must have been reading my mind, because I was going to say, I remember that him telling me that story once before, and I thought it would be good to relay it on. Junior, Mel Minnick Jr. in car 75 is our Monarch Oil Hard Charger for 74314. 747-314.
Come on down here, Charlie. What a beautiful race.
In 5 years, and it's like a dream. I said, I got the greatest wife, I got the greatest crewman, Brad Hibbert. We freshened the motor, we hit the combination, we've been close. We started at a good starting position. The track conditions, the harder and slicker it is, the better we like it. And I just thank all the other competitors for giving me this opportunity. We ran a good race. There wasn't that many cautions, and I just love my wife. And I said, Brad, I love him like a brother, and I wish my daughter was here tonight, but this is probably the biggest win of my whole life.
Charlie, let's talk about your daughter and explain the number. I talked to your wife last week when your daughter was here. You picked up a win in a heat race. What's that number mean?
My daughter's first name is Isla, and I was running the Kinsman one night. I worked for Ohio Edison, and I was trying to think of something where I could include her name in the car, and I figured if we made it 11A and we stretched out the 1 and made it like an I, it would look like her name, Isla. Ed Miller Signs did the lettering. I got Fuller Upholstering and Dawn Speed Shop and Stan Hoover at Hoosier Tires. Everything clicked tonight.
Let's talk about your racing at Sharon. I remember seeing the name a lot. You were a regular competitor up there, and it's my understanding you won a lot of races at Sharon.
We had a 2-year period in 88, 89. We were real hot at Sharon. In fact, they were about ready to put a bounty on us, and a lot of the guys from Pittsburgh were coming up. We were holding our own. At one streak, we had like 9 races in a row, and in a 2-year period, we had won 25 races. That's an 89. Now here it is 94, and this is the first feature I've won in 5 years, and it sure is great!
How about a nice hand for Charlie Jasinski?
All right, good to see some excitement on that front straightaway. He's going to run back into the pits from Poland, Ohio. Don, do you think they'll be dancing in the streets of Poland, Ohio tonight? The 00 of Dave Fulmer and the 09 of Ralph Highsong Jr. 55, Wee Willie White, and 4, Bill Slade. 38, Jim Steffens, and 1C, Jim Zarin. 17, Russ Matika, and 51, Ron Opatchin. Then the 10 of Jeff Bronaszewski and the 93X of Rick Walker. 92, Bob Heim, and 12, Bob Damron. 83, Robert Freshow, and the 67X of Danny Rich. B4, Dave Slade. 63, Dave Beck. Fun one, Mark Schickel. The 3 of Tom Pascutis. 57, Stush Sadowski. The 11 of Pete Loria. 01, Frank Schneider. 20, Dave Cook. And 25, Len Drobosleski. 15 laps for the Spectator stock. Green is out. The Spectator stock main event rolls into turn number 1. Bob Heim off the pace right off the bat in car 92. He's going to the back in a hurry. Bob Heim in 92. The Lowry. Oh, we got a car spinning on the back straightaway. Yes, Joey Chitwood Thrill Show. Ralph Highsong Jr. 360-degree spins with 20 cars going by. Nobody touched him, and he kept it straight. One lap is in the books. Ralph Highsong's got a problem in the 09. He's coasting down the front straightaway. Now he's going to go. Now he's going to go back into the pits. Anyway, the leader of the race is Dave Fulmer in car 00. 7, Scott Staso in second. 55, Wee Willie White is third. Tony Shevchuk in the 7Z fourth. Then it's the 51 of Ron Opatchin trying to take fourth. 38, Jim Steffens. 93X, Rick Wachter. 4, Bill Slade. 17, Russ Matika. 10, Jeff Bronaszewski. Jim Zarin. 1C. They're bunched up in 3 and 4. 3 wide. Matika, Bronaszewski, and Zarin here at the tail end of the lead draft. Rob Damron pitting in car 12. Bob Damron in the pits in the 12. Still Dave Fulmer's 00 showing the way. 7, Scott Staso in second. 55, Wee Willie White third. Ralph Highsong returns to the racetrack in the 09. Wee Willie White now to second in the 55. Dave Fulmer in car 00 is your leader. Ron Opatchin's 51 and 7, Scott Staso side by side for third. 5th to 38 of Jim Steffens. Walker in the 93X has moved to 6th. 10, Jeff Bronaszewski, challenging him for the 6th position off of turn 4. 10 laps to go, 5 are down. Ron Opatchin now into second in car 51. Opatchin tries to take the lead off of turn 2. He's drawing alongside the 00 of Dave Fulmer. Fulmer's still your leader, but Opatchin's coming on the bottom. Right behind him, the 55 of Wee Willie White. Off of turn 4, Opatchin takes the lead. Wachter now into the top 5 in car 93X. Wee Willie White in the 55 trying to take second from the 00 of Dave Fulmer. Scott Staso still fourth in the 7. Ron Opatchin opening up some daylight. White in the 55, Fulmer in the 00 continue their side-by-side battle for the runner-up position. 93X Rick Wachter now into 4th. 7, Scott Staso drops to 5th. Bronaszewski moves to 10 to 6th. Steffens in the 38 7th. Matika in the 17 8th. Danny Rich in the 67 9th. Bill Slade in car 4 runs 10th. Halfway, 8 laps down, 7 to go. Rick Wachter now, the 93X to 3rd, around the 00 of Dave Fulmer. Scott Staso on the 7, also on the high side, trying to get by Fulmer into 4th. Fulmer hard into the corner, him and Staso touch. They come together, everybody trying to get straightened around. Staso will straighten it out. He'll lose a lot of spots, but again, the driver's doing a super job of keeping these machines running so close together. Keep them on the straight and narrow. Ronald Patchen pulling away in the 51, 55, Wee Willie White second. 93X, Rick Walker third. Broniszewski in the 10, 4, 17. Russ Matika is now fifth. Fulmer back to 6 in the 00. Steffens in 38 is 7th. Rich in the 67X 8. Slade in the 4, 9th. And Jim Zarin in the 1C runs 10th. 5 laps from the finish. 5 laps to go. The race for second is heating up. 55 Wee Willie White, 93X Rick Walker, and the 10 of Jeff Broniszewski. Cover those 3 with a blanket. Patchen continues to lead. Rick Walker again alongside of Wee Willie White's 55 for second. As they head into turn 3, White with the advantage there. Broniszewski trying to draw along outside of Walker as well. Into turn 1. Broniszewski in the 10 on the outside of Walker. He'll make the pass for third. Walker now fourth in the 93X, but Patchen continues to pull away. Wee Willie White still second in the 55. A battle of Monte Carlos for that second spot. 2 laps to go, 2 laps remaining. Ronald Patchen still your leader. Wee Willie White second. Lap traffic can play a role here as they come on. We got the yellow out. Yellow flag is out. Tony Shevchuk, I believe, in the 7Z. He slowed down off the second turn. 12 down, 3 to go. Your leader, Ronald Patchen, is elected to restart on the outside. He's back up to speed. The green is out. Broniszewski in the 10, third. Walker in the 93X, fourth. Matika in the 17 runs fifth. Well, Patchen got a flying start in the 51. The race appears to be for second. This were about the way it ended. When the yellow came out, they were about this order. White narrowly in front of Broniszewski and Walker. Can they make it 3 wide for second? Coming off of turn number 4. Here they come. The Spectator sucks. Broniszewski, White, Walker. Cover them with a blanket. 2 laps to go. Broniszewski into the second spot. Ronald Patchen continues to lead in the 51. White flag this time. 1 more lap to go. The Bill Gray Buick GMC Sunrise Motors Langbine Corvettes 51 of Ronald Patchen. Trying to hold off the Tomai's Towing Foster Construction 10 of Jeff Broniszewski, the points leader. Side by side for third, 55 Wee Willie White now with the advantage over Rick Walker's 93X. And Russ Matika in the 17 running fifth. Checkered flag is out. Broniszewski's making a run here on the final lap, but it's not going to be enough. It's Ronald Patchen the winner. Broniszewski second, White third, Walker fourth, Matika fifth. And close for sixth, Jim Steffens in the 38 and the 67X of Danny Rich. Season, his first since June 18th.
And they got a bottle of champagne. Let's see what kind you got. The good stuff?
Feature number what, Don?
Feature win number 51.
51 for 51. I'll tell you, the big guys have, the leading winners have won tonight. Lynn Geister picked up his 54th in the late models. They're going to spray Ronnie with champagne. Greg's mad because his flag's going to get covered. Look out, Don. You're going to get it.
It's bad to spray the announcer. We'll have him disqualified.
It ought to smell good anyway. Put your hands together. 51st career win at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway for Ronald Patchen.
Now, this is also the car that Reggie Vasco has been running in the senior series race with a lot of success, had a lot of good runs in the cars. So that's coming up in September. We'll see how he can do. Ron's put the pressure on here with another feature win.
Well, you know, Ron's really been fast every night, but the past 3 or 4 weeks seems like he's been having mechanical problems, breaking one thing after another. But tonight, they had everything going in the right direction. Tonight was another good one. I think the feature is going to be the same.
Ron, come on down here. I was talking with you earlier, and I said Bobby's son won a trophy, the pressure's on. What are you going to do? Well, you did it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Don, it's been a long time since we've been here. Played with problems and everything with that car, so hopefully we got the monkey off our back.
51 features for car 51, some kind of a milestone. He brought out champagne, watered you down here. When it gets to 52, number's not going to change, is it?
No, Don, I just hope there's 51 more.
Congratulations on a nice job.
Thanks, Don.
Dow, back up to you.
Seven, Matt Smith, your front row. Off the fourth turn they come, and the green is out. Matt Smith takes the lead in car 77. Lance in the 42nd. Avondale in the 75 on the move to third. Tanwick in the 37. Charlier in the 11, rounding out the top five as they race into turns 3 and 4 here, trying to get the first lap in the books. Still Matt Smith. Jimmy Plants and Kurt Havadell, 3-car battle in turns 3 and 4 as they try to complete the second lap here. Havadell to 75 to the inside of Jimmy Plants. He comes down though. He's trying to work under the 77 of Matt Smith, your leader. Charlier in the 11 on the outside, pressuring the 37 of Bernie Potanowick in 3 and 4. Lance now, the 40 looks like he wants to try the outside, but then he'll slingshot down in the middle. Havadell underneath him again as the exit turn 2, and Charlier in the 11 works under the 37 of Bernie Potanowick trying to take fourth. Matt Smith in the 77 still leading the 40 of Jimmy Plants, and the 75 of Kurt Havadell runs third. Back a ways to fourth, 37 Bernie Potanowick. They've been holding off the 11 of Dale Charlier. 6 to 16 of Darren Miller, 61 Mark Obrzezinski 7th, 43 Fred Varney 8th, 84 Jeff Petrill 9th, and Mark Boats in the 71, and Don Plants in the 02 battle for 10th. Now Havadell on the outside looks for a moment on the outside of Jimmy Plants in the 40, but decides not to try that. Off a turn 4 another time. Car spinning in turn 4. The 7 of Ian Parasolik. Yellow is out for Ian Parasolik in car number 7. Nine laps remaining. Matt Smith, your leader, will start outside, but again, it's his race to start. And now he goes, and the green is out. Smith goes for the lead, and Havadell quickly moves to second. Jimmy Plants drops to third in car number 40. Charlier moves to third in the 11. Potanowick in the 37 to fourth. Jimmy Plants maybe with a problem here. Is he going backwards quick like after running very, very strong in the second spot? slowing down atop the racetrack in turn 4. And he's not going to cross. And the yellow is out for car 40, Jimmy Plants. Green is out as they come off of turn 4. Matt Smith, your leader in car 77. Awfully strong on the restarts. Here comes Kurt Havedale in the 75, Patanowick in the 37, 11 Dale Charlier down the back straightaway. Obrzezinski in the 61 into 5th. Laps complete, 9 down, and Matt Smith is driving away from the field in car 77. Smith impressively pulling away in car 77 with 4 laps to go. Bernie Patanowick in 3rd, Dale Charlier's 11, 461, Mark Obrzezinski 5th. 75, Kurt Havedale still trying to track down your leader. 3 laps to go. Jimmy Plants returns to the pits in car 40. Plants back into pits in car 40. He has checked out of town from Charleroi in the 77. Matt Smith, this is the car that Sammy Stout drove so successfully here last season. 2 to go. Havedale 75, still second. 37 Patanowick third, 11 Charlier fourth, and 61 Mark Obrzezinski fifth. White flag, 1 lap to go. This will be a career first feature win. We've had 2 50-plus winners tonight, and 2 gentlemen get their first ever wins here at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Off of turn 4, modified wins. A Matt Smith. Second to Kurt Havedale. Bernie Patanowick third, Dale Charlier fourth, Mark Obrzezinski fifth, Darren Miller sixth, and Jim Cottrell seventh, Fred Barty eighth, Don Plants ninth, and Mark Moats completes your top 10.
In victory lane.
Well, we know this car can do it. This is, of course, the car that Matt's dad, Walt Smith, owns, and Sammy Stout drove to many feature wins here last year. Sammy moved on to the York Limited late models in '94, and Walt decided to put his son Matt behind the wheel, and he ends up in victory lane here tonight.
Drove a beautiful race. A lot of people perhaps thought on the restart that he might have a problem with some of the hot dogs, but he handled them without a problem.
Didn't just win, he pulled away from the big guns. Havedale, Patanowick, and Charlier were second, third, and fourth, and they were losing ground to the leader. All right, some pictures taken in the cockpit. right, the helmet's off. Slowly making his way out of the race car. Lots of happy fans down there. Here he comes. Put your hands together for your unmodified feature winner, Matt Smith.
The fans can't believe down here what a tremendous lead he had for this race.
So saying he was pulling away from Kurt Habadale.
At about 5 laps into the race, he lost his air cleaner. The top's gone, the filter's still here, and the outer filter's on there, but the top of the air cleaner gone, but not to be denied. He just stayed in there.
That's when he checked out, Don. That was by design, you see.
Put a little more air down in there, make it go a little faster.
It was something certainly worked, that's for sure.
Okay, Matt, we want to congratulate you on your victory. You did a beautiful job. Before we start the interview, it's my understanding that you went to the Mike Duvall School. Is that right?
Yeah, that was tons of fun. You know, it was a lot of track time for me, and his setup school helped a lot too. It was just a lot of common sense stuff that I didn't know. But he taught me a lot.
Well, a lot of credit to you. You know, the car was in victory lane. Your dad won with it, and Sammy won with it, and then all of a sudden they put you in, put a lot of pressure on, but you showed them you could handle it. How do you feel?
Great. It's about time. It's about time.
This is your first win.
Yep.
Matter of fact, this is your first year. Is that right?
That's it.
Well, what's next on the agenda? We're going to get a couple of more wins here. You know, most of the guys, we talked with Jim Petrill last week. It was his first win. There's something about that first win that kind of gives you that boost in confidence, make you run a little bit harder. So I got a feeling you're going to be back here again.
Yeah. When I looked on the 7th lap, I saw there were 7 laps down and nobody was near me. I saw I got this.
Yeah, but then after the restart, you pulled away. A lot of people figured on a restart, all the hot dogs were going to bunch up there. You might have your hands full, but you took care of them, no problem.
Thanks a lot. That's what I wanted to do.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Now,
All right, another excitable bunch in victory lane here. So congratulations to Matt Smith, all our feature winners here tonight. And we thank you all for coming.